What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday, I had three props, and Asia under her rebound prop was a winner. Stewie over 7.5 rebounds was an annoying loser. Needed one rebound the entire fourth quarter and was running away from them. And Jackie over 4.5 assists kind of died when Asia got injured. So 1 and 2 day yesterday, but started off today with two winners. JC Sheldon over 1.5 3 pointers made plus 168 was a winner, and Erica Wheeler over 1.5 threes minus 125 was a winner. Probably gonna lose Aaliyah Boston. Still watching that game right now, but it's still gonna be a nice start to today. Vino, it's good to be back with you. How's everything been for you? How you doing today?
We're good today, Skee. Did not participate in that opener as far as client selections were concerned, but I did have a play on NECA Agwomake over points and rebounds, 23 and a half. Skee, she pulls down a rebound with zero point 0.6 left in the game, down 10 to go over 12 and 12. And sometimes you're at this stuff long enough. Sometimes you get them that way. Sometimes you lose them that way. My
It's nice
my
when you get
account
them though.
Yeah, my account will take that one for sure. Um, are loaded up with the two I like the best are the two we're going to talk about. They're both later games. One this afternoon, a little later, and then the night game. So ready to get at it with today's stuff. Yesterday, by the way, real quick, WNBA was 1-1. A 3% winner, the bigger play winner on the Liberty team total over. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Got lucky in the end. Stewie was running away from rebounds for you, and she was bricking free throws for me. I'm like, can you get this thing over 85 and a half? Thank goodness Sabrina came through and hit a couple. And then the loser was during the day. We talked about that one. Had the Mystics. I'm still kind of wondering how they lost that game. They went 17 of 31 from the free throw line to not cover that game. Just a bad free throw day for the Mystics.
Yeah, I'm checking now. Yeah, Leah's not doing anything, and yeah, these next games I like them a lot, and they're moving. Um, so let's get to it. My bad. You know what we do on the show. We stop the show for a little bit of money. Vino.
Make sure if you're in the chat, have your apps open.
All right. Boom, boom, boom. We're good to go. Let's get to it, Vino. Next, our first game up, Lynx and Mercury opened up. Lynx minus 5.5. It now looks like 6.5 or seven. The sevens are actually disappearing. There's one 7.5, very juiced. There's a couple sevens, but they're disappearing fast for 6.5. It looks like right now. Total open 163.5. Looks like 160.5. We'll call a consensus number. Injury report, pretty big for this game. For Minnesota, just Griffin out. Before Phoenix, Kalia Copper and Satu once again missing. Held has been out for a while. So Phoenix did play their last game without both Kalia and Satu, and they whooped the Wings. What was it, like 100-70, something like that? 30-point win. Um, yeah, I mean they still have players who can shoot. They still have Alyssa Thomas, who's MVP caliber. So you can't overlook this Mercury team. Um, on the other side, the Lynx. This is the front end of a back to back for them, Vino. They play again tomorrow versus I forget who it's against, but they play again at noon tomorrow. And they've been playing a lot of games. They do come into this game with 2 days rest, but I mean, I still think this makes this their seventh game in like 10 days, or like they've been playing so many games, and they got to play again tomorrow. So I personally don't like this link spot. I don't like the way their offenses look necessarily the past couple games, or 3 of the last 4 games. I think that Phoenix can keep it competitive here at home. What do you think, Vino?
Well, I bet it. And because it was the front end of a back to back, I shaved it down to first half Minnesota -3.5. Played it that way. Is Sammy Whitcomb the reason why Phoenix got to 102 the other night? She had a career game, 36 points, covered up for the absences of the team's top two scores. That's against the Dallas defense, which you were giving it a little credit the other day, Skee, but I know in prefacing that you said I'm always quick to call the Dallas defense ass. Their perimeter defense was ass on that
Yeah,
night, and Sammy took advantage of it. I just don't know that she'll, Minnesota probably comes in. There was enough coverage on every highlight show of that 36-point performance where they're aware of who the threat is on the floor from the perimeter, at least on this team right now. I think Minnesota's got plenty of front line to deal with Alyssa Thomas and Natasha Mack. So it comes down to, will Phoenix hit threes, which they love to shoot? Will Phoenix be able to outpace Minnesota? Maybe for 40, maybe not. We'll see. But I think for 20 minutes, Minnesota probably is the right side here. They are a far superior defensive team to Dallas. They also, we say this on the show, Skee, but I still think it goes overlooked. They're either the first or second ranked team in fast break points in the league. So you consider Minnesota's a slow tempo team, methodical, but when they get out on the break, they score, and Phoenix loves to push. I could see some rebounds going the other way, defensive rebounds from Minnesota going the other way real quick here in scoring. So for those reasons, I do like Minnesota first half here. It bothers me maybe that if they're ahead, which is why I didn't play full game, that maybe they reduce minutes of starters because of the back to back. So laying 7.5, 7.5 is a little scary to me. But I think they'll come out ready for this game here. And I just don't know that Phoenix can have a repeat performance of what they did the other night offensively. And specifically, Sammy Whitcomb's probably going to draw an awful lot of attention from some pretty good defensive guards. One last thing I'll say here about Minnesota, and I meant to look these numbers up this morning and I didn't. So this is just a general observation of the shooting downfall of Kayla McBride recently. She just hasn't been making a lot of shots for Minnesota at all. There's got to be a breakout game for her. Maybe it happens today. Phoenix is not the best of defensive teams. I like Minnesota first half -3.5.
yeah. I mean, shooters go through slumps. It happens. So if Vino wants to chop this game in half, I think that you know, it could go either way for me. I just don't like the situation for Minnesota. That's all. And also, they've already beaten this Phoenix team twice this season. I think Phoenix remembers that, and you'll get a really good game from them today. So I'll be on the full game +7. Let's move it over. I could show some query stuff, but it's all right. We'll just keep the show moving today. First, our next game up, we'll go Wings. And why is my screen not? There we go. We'll go Wings and Sky. Opened up -2 for the Sky. Now down to -1. Total open 164.5, and it looks like 166.5 is a consensus as far as who's available for this game. Um, Nobody on the injury report for Chicago yet. They are on the front end of a back to back. You could have people up, added to the injury report. Cardosa looking to make a return here, Rob Veno, from playing in the Euro Cup with Brazil. For Dallas, they're still going to be without Dejanay Carrington, Enrique Gombuale, and Maddie Segris. So still missing a lot for this Dallas team. We just talked a little bit about Dallas, right? That defense reverted right back to ass, Um, just can't trust them. Can't trust them to get stops versus anybody. That's just what it boils down to. It's been that way for years, and it's not changing this season as far as what we've seen. Chicago's been an over team as well. Um, Chicago being unrested, I think the defense would be a little bit even worse than it usually is. So them getting Cardosa back too, I think helps the offense because she's really good around the basket. It'll probably be good for Angel Reese assists. I'll mention this before I pass it to you because I have been doing a little bit more props lately. Angel Reese has been killing it, right? She was killing it in some games when Cardosa was there, but the past few games when she's going crazy, it's been no Cardosa. So she might that rebound prop is a little scary to me. Like I want to lean towards under on Angel Reese rebounds, but I just can't go to the window and bet it because if I'm sitting there watching her, she's trying to get every single one. Like she plays hard. But I think it could be a little bit too much at 14 and a half with Cardoso coming back this game on a back to back. That's the one thing I'll say. And I would prefer to bet her assist because I think she can still dish it to everybody and especially Cardoso. So I like points in this game. That's how I like it from a prop perspective. What how you seeing this one, Vino?
It's kind of crazy, Ski, because Elizabeth Williams was starting to play real well without Cardozo, and now you have all three of those. It could make the front line even better. In theory, you would think the front line should be even better now, three deep. Elizabeth Williams didn't get a lot of minutes to start the season, got a ton of minutes the last few games, and has shown to be very, very capable. We'll see what the reinsertion of Cardoso into the lineup does here. But I'm looking at this game from over perspective and over perspective only. You talked about the Sky have been an over team. They haven't allowed less than 80 in their last 7 games. They do give up points. We know Dallas gives up points. Chicago's become a better offensive team, and they've done it with pace and some open floor. So I think that the second of back-to-back would travel for Chicago, as you mentioned, hurts their defensive effort a little bit here. I think Dallas wants to get after it again here. That the other night they had some expectations of maybe a 2-game sweep of Phoenix and came up really shy with only 72 points. I had their team total that night and lose by 30. So I think Dallas will be ready from an offensive standpoint. They still want to run. Head coach makes that perfectly clear. He's got a lineup that wants to run. Couple of ways for me. I think over 166.5 here is very doable. You can maybe find 66. Just shop for the best number if you're going to play full game over. And I do think Dallas team total gets over. They were a little light the other night because they didn't shoot it well. I would expect them to shoot it much better here against Chicago. They're good inside on the interior as far as offensive rebounds go. You could get that'd be a pretty good matchup, actually, the interiors here, both sides. Their number is 83.5. And like I said, Chicago hasn't given up less than 80 in 7 straight games. I don't know why they would start here in the second of a back-to-back with travel. So a couple of ways for me to look at it. Dallas team total up and over and the full game up and over.
First game home after three game road trip, I believe, at least. And no rest for Chicago Sky. I mean, the defense should be a little soft tonight. I think so, at least. Last 3 meetings between these teams have had 169 plus. Chicago's gone over 5 of their last 6 games. Dallas has gone over 5 of their last 7. Looking at last 5 games for both. Number 2 in pace for Chicago, number 5 for Dallas, and both bottom 5 defensive rated teams in that same 5-game span. So sounds like it should be up tempo. Sounds like it should be a lot of points. Casey in the chat, he says, shout out to Johnny. He says, Vino could be a late night DJ playing old school jams. Says you got the radio voice, Rob Vino.
I like that.
And Casey, she says, you want to fade 2K cover Reese? They did come out with the cover Angel Reese on there. He said the Queen going to drop 20 and 20 on y'all.
I don't want to hold any clipboards near her. Get my hands chopped off.
Yeah, I can't fade her today. I'm just telling you my thought process for not taking her. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. But if I was taking her, I think the assists I would prefer today. But no more props. I think we'll end today probably 2-1 with the props. See how these last couple plays go on these last 2 games. That is the show, Rob Vino. And before we move it to best bets, we'll go ahead and do a little bit of promotion. And let's toss this up there. Let's take away the banner too. There we go, Teddy. I like this Teddy right here.
Yeah, he's on fire in that picture. Gotta love him.
So the promo looks like it's Flex Picks 3-day Flex Pass for just $49. So you save $20 on this one. And how to weigh Flex Picks. I think you can just pick a capper per day, or you can roll with the same one if you want to. Just a good way for you to try different people and see what their picks are like. So maybe you want to try Rob. Maybe you want to try myself. You see some other guys on here. Look at you capper's big ass head right there. I wish he was in the chat. My guy Drew, man. Haven't seen Drew in a while, but I love Drew. So yeah, flex picks. That's the promo for us. And let's get back to there we go and get the banner back up there. So Vino, we are gonna do best bets. I'll ask you if there's anything else you would like to promote. If you do have a best bet, we would love to hear it. If you do not, it's all good.
Well, yesterday I did not leave one for the show, but today I will certainly. I'll just say this real quick as far as selection packages are concerned. WNBA has been kind to me since June 1, up 15 units. The CFL, Canadian Football League, for anybody out there listening who does play these spring, summer football leagues. I think last look the other day, number one at Wager Talk in CFL handicapping. So a couple of reasons. We've been pretty hot. I mentioned it a lot since the middle of March. It's been an extended run. So once again, if you're looking to get a flex package and want to try a selection package of mine, that's where I've been good. WNBA and CFL. Best bets here, Skee. You know what? I want to ask a general theory question to you real quick before I get to best bets. Not to extend it too long, but these day games. Do you look at them differently? Do you play them sidewise or total wise differently? I mean, Connecticut comes out of nowhere with 93 points today, and a 10-point win is a 17-point dog. Home floor, morning game. We're not seeing the same response out of Indiana, but is there any way you look at these games? They're not. They don't happen that often, but they're kind of strange times.
Yeah, it's very strange to be playing that early. I mean, I don't necessarily look at them too different just for being early. I think Seattle maybe just sleptwalk today. Connecticut is tired of getting beaten up on. They just showed a little bit of pride today. And for Indiana, I mean, when you integrate a high usage player like Caitlin Clark, it may not always go the way you think it will go, which is for that team to have more success. And Golden State has been feisty versus everybody all season, so I'm not surprised to see them winning as a big dog. So I don't. I'll just look at them the same, I guess.
Well, here comes another one I'm going to go to for the best bet. I talked about Minnesota first half -3.5. A lot of reasons to like this game. Could even take a look at their team total in this one. But again, the fear for me, Skee, full game on the Minnesota side, and maybe not as much, but a little bit team total is front end of back to back. If they're ahead, maybe they pull starters. But I like them first half here. I just think Sammy Wickham's going to draw a lot of attention. I think Phoenix runs out of scoring options. You know, there may be a couple deep. Alyssa Thomas, much more of a facilitator than really 20-point scorer. So for me, it's going to be Minnesota here. You talked about how often they played too, and this probably is the most rest they've had in 2 weeks. I know that Commissioner's Cup game got shoved in the middle of all of this to make it even tougher on them. Scheduling had been rough, little rested here. Aware of Sammy Wickham. Give me Minnesota, best bet here, first half -3.5.
All right, we shall see. I'll be rooting for Rob to get his first half, but the full game will be mine. Phoenix +7 is my best bet. I think Minnesota. I mean, they play tomorrow. A lot of these people, probably gonna be doing All-Star weekend stuff. Like they ready to, I don't think you get the best effort from them for a full 40 minutes in this game. Go ahead and give Rob 20 minutes, but the last 20 minutes, it's the home team, Phoenix +7. So if you're if you see it go that way, you might want to make a second half bet. If you're thinking how I'm thinking. All right. Vino, appreciate you taking the time to do the show with me. We do a good job capping and breaking down these games. Definitely helps my process. And for you guys in the chat, we appreciate all of you as well. Great people, great cappers. Shout out to I am Destro, just reposted the stream. And Turkish asks, where can I watch live stream? We're live a lot of different places. YouTube, I see Twitch, Kick, Twitter, um, podcast version, I guess is what Spotify or Apple Music. So a lot of different ways to listen. But right now I think YouTube is where most people do watch. And just for everybody else out there, see, here comes those late injuries. Reese downgraded to questionable. So back to back, we may not get her today. But that's the show, you guys. Appreciate you all for watching. I believe we have a couple games tomorrow. We do. So we'll be right back here again tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will catch you guys then.